Hey y'all, so I recently started redecorating my deck. So ever since that happened, I've been outside every single day working from outside. And I just happened to, I'm gonna turn y'all a little bit. I just happened to be sitting out here relaxing and scrolling, and I realized like, oh, I should probably do a live on this. So normally I only go live once a day, but this topic has been getting a lot of interest, and so I figured I would cover it. And it's how to get paid from paid press. So the day before yesterday, my conversational topic of the day was, how do you feel about people getting paid from press, right? Or paying for press? And a lot of people, some people were like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that people were getting paid. I mean, people were paying for press, like paying to be put in magazines, paying to be interviewed, paying, even to get like stars on the Walk of Fame was one of the topics that came up in the comments. And yeah, people do pay for press, right? And I think that there's a lot of things that happen in the business world that people don't realize can actually turn into money, right? Like before social media got really, really big, Instagram at least, people were, doing things for exposure. They were doing things to gain followers. And recently, people have turned a different eye at looking at those things and have kind of decided like, you don't need that many followers. You don't have to pay for press. You don't need to do things for exposure. You could just get paid off the bat. And I think for some people, yes. But also, I feel like those things shouldn't be discounted. Like, there are still situations where doing things for exposure benefits you. There are situations where paying for an interview, it can be good for you and it can make you money. And I'm a person who deals a lot with technology and systems and automation, and honestly, y'all, anything that generates exposure, anything that creates more brand visibility, if you have a system, you're going to make money from it. Like, even if that person directly doesn't pay you. I even saw I can't remember who posted it, but I even saw a couple of days ago where this girl on TikTok, she's really big on TikTok. I don't know who she is personally, but the girl's supposedly really big on TikTok, and she was getting interviewed, and the interviewer was like, so what are your TikTok checks like, right? Like, how much do you get paid from TikTok? And she was like, not really anything. And people were going crazy, like, oh my God, TikTok should pay her, blah, blah, blah. She's only making money from brand partnerships. And yeah, TikTok should pay her. But if she had systems set up, she wouldn't even be worried about a TikTok check. That would be the last thing on your mind. Like, that's the whole point of having a system, is that you're capturing as much of the brand visibility as possible. Like, even when you go as far as like running ads and stuff like that, you're running ads to increase your brand visibility. You need to have something in place to actually capture those people so that you can remarket to them over and over again for free. That's what happens when you don't have a system. When you don't have a system, and when I'm saying system, I mean you don't have an email list, you don't have any lead pages set up, you don't have any landing pages set up, you're not paying attention to the conversion on your lead magnets, you're not paying attention to the conversion on your sales page, you don't audit your sales page copy. When you're not doing any of those things, what happens is people are coming to your page every day. They come to your page, they leave, they come to your page, they leave. And those people could have been purchases. That could have been money in the bank, but it wasn't, because you didn't have a system. So I used to always say systems make you money, but systems, they don't make you money. They help you cash in on the money you just missed, right? It's like, it's helping you capture more information, which is why I deal with mostly technology. I'm IT, yo. I'm information technology. I'm the IT girl. Like, I'm going to help you capture as many of those leads as possible, so that on a day where the Instagram algorithm is not acting right, on a day where Instagram is just completely down, On a day where your reach is not reaching, you can still send out an email and make money because you have control over the information. That is the power. You have control over the information. That's what a system does for you. It gives you that power. The same power that Instagram has, it gives you that power. The same power that Facebook has, it gives you that power. The same power that Twitter has, it gives you that power. That's why Elon Musk just went and bought Twitter for, what was it, $44 billion? Because information is powerful. It's powerful. So having a lot of followers, can it make you a lot of money? Hell yeah, if you have their information. Paying for a billboard, is it going to make you money? Yeah, if you capture those people's information. If you're just paying for it, then no. But doesn't mean all billboards are bad. No. You just need to make sure that you have a system in place to capture those leads. Because you can be paying for the billboard for months on end and just hoping that people are buying. You have no real way, without a system and without people's information, you have no real way of tracking where they came from, what they purchased, if they purchased because of the billboard. You don't really know any of that. Like, you're just guessing. And we don't do guessing. I'm not about to be guessing. I need my stuff set up so that I can clearly identify what's working and what's not, and then I can allocate my energy accordingly. Because I don't have an endless abundance of energy. I do, but for things that matter. Right? For things that matter. Not for things that I don't have to spend my energy on. And you could be working smarter, not harder. So just keep that in mind. You can actually track. So I just posted a reel right before I got on live. I posted a reel that gives this in a little bit more detail, because every time I see somebody like pay for, I don't even know if they pay for it. I know y'all are paying for billboards, but every time I see somebody pay or be interviewed or whatever, I always think to myself, why is the link at the end of this article a link just to their website homepage? So this is how you track, right? You need to be tracking things. If you do an interview, you need to go to your lead magnet landing page. You need to duplicate it. And then you need to name that duplicated page something like lead magnet for such and such article, or lead magnet for such and such billboard. The link to that new page is the link that you give out to be at the end of that article, or it's the link that you shorten, or the link that you attach to a QR code to be on that billboard or on that flyer or on that sticker or whatever, or at that conference, okay? And do not use that link for anything else other than that specific lane of paid advertisement. Then you're able to see, oh, these people came directly from the billboard to download this from my email list. How do I know that? Because the only place this link is on the billboard. Or the only place this link was at the conference. The only way that people could get to this link is if they went to the article. Then you can see how much traffic is actually coming from the article. And based off of the conversion rate on that page, then you can see if it was worth it or not. Right? So let's say I got lead magnet landing page. I make a duplicate. That's lead magnet number 2 landing page. I use the lead magnet number 2 link to put at the end of my latest interview. And I go check that link once a week. I check my links like every other day, if not every day. But I go to that link and I see, 100 people have been to lead magnet number 2 page. So 100 people came from that article that they read about me to this page. Out of those 100 people, 20 people joined my list. And then you can go as far as to see how much those 20 people spent, if they spent any money. But you can also tell if you're sending out emails consistently, you can also look at, okay, I'm sending out emails on a consistent basis, which I consider to be 1 to 2 times a week. This is how much money I've made from my email list. So let's say if I have 1,000 people on my list and I send out emails once to twice a week, 80% of my email content is pure content, no sales, and 20% of my email content is sales, which is what your balance should be. And I can look at my system and say, okay, I made $2,500. Well, no, that's not a good number to do division by. I made $2,000 this month from my email list, and 1,000 people are on my list. Each subscriber is roughly worth $2. So now I know from any lead generation mechanism for each subscriber. Sorry, y'all. My neighbors have motorcycles. From this lead generation mechanism, for each subscriber, I can roughly think I'm gonna make $2. Normally, on average, your list is worth $1 per subscriber. So that's how you can start to calculate, is it worth it for me to pay for it or not? Yeah, you can't calculate that unless you have the system set up. But once you have that calculated, you can spend as much money as you want because you know you're going to make it back. Billboards are great if you're tracking the leads or if you're collecting the information. If not, then it's not. But it's the same thing with social media, though. Like, people post on social media all day and they have no link in their bio to join their email list, or there's no way to join. Like, you go to their website and there's no email subscription thing, and it's like, what are we doing this for? Right? Because, like, mine's not in my bio, but almost every page you go to on my website, on that page somewhere, here's a freebie, or there's a pop-up. Here's a freebie. Oh, join my email list. From a billboard, if it's like a billboard in the sky, what I would do is say, like, I would either do text message marketing, because you have to think, if it's a billboard in the sky, the person's likely driving, and if they're driving, they're not going to remember a full website unless it's like something easy, like WeBuyUglyHouses.com. Like, you know, if it's something like that, they're going to remember. But for a billboard, I suggest doing text message marketing. So you can create a keyword that's just for that billboard, and say, and on the billboard it can say text highway to 34568 or whatever your number is, right? So you can do that. Then you'll be able to see how many leads the billboard is actually bringing in. Or, because it's got to be something short, you could get a domain just for the billboard. Like, if you're, like, my website is thespoiledcoach.com. If I was going to do a billboard, I could go to GoDaddy.com and buy a domain that's like GetSpoiled.com, and I could put that on the billboard. And that's the only place that I use it, is on my billboards and in my interviews or whatever. And that way I could see, okay, if people go to GetSpoiled.com, they're coming from the billboard. Versus if they put in thespoiledcoach.com, they're coming from Instagram or Google or my emails or whatever, or Facebook or whatever. So I do that. Everyone can go into the same funnel. Okay, we'll say this. The landing pages can be exactly the same. The funnels can be exactly the same. The emails can be exactly the same. But you want to keep the groups of people separate, because you want to be able to tell what that group of people's behavior is like. So you don't have to make twice as much content. You can use the same exact content you're putting out right now. It just needs to be on a separate list or a separate segment. I don't know what the coupon mechanism is. So that's what I suggest. It's the same thing for ads, though. Because I did this before. I would run ads I would make a landing page for something, whether it was free or it was paid. I would run ads to that page, but then I would also be promoting that page on social media. And so if you don't have a Facebook pixel installed, which a lot of people don't because they don't know how to do it, if you don't have a Facebook pixel installed and you're just doing boost post, or you're just going through Facebook ads manager and running like just normal ads without using a pixel, then you don't know if the people who are actually buying are from your ads or if they're from your profile. Because a lot of times the way we act organically and the way we act paid is different. And I think that's just human nature. Like, a lot of people will not organically promote their own shit. Like, they just will not post it every single day. But then they turn on an ad and the ad runs every single day. And because the ad is running, you're also talking about the offer or the program. You're talking about it more. And you're like, oh my God, the ad's making me money. Not necessarily. It's just that you're putting in more effort because you know you're spending money now. But you could still be making that same amount of money if you're putting in that same amount of effort without paying for the ads. So that's like a psychological thing that you're doing. So unless you have an actual way of tracking it, it's like we're just like taking a guess, which is not good when you're spending money. If you're going to spend money, you need to be a little bit more sure than taking a guess. So even when you run ads, I would create a duplicate sales page or duplicate landing page and run the ads to its own sales page or its own landing page so that you can see if it's actually worth it or not. I'll save it. So there it goes. Getting paid from paid advertising. If you're going to pay for it, you can make it back. You just have to be strategic about it. So that's what the systems does. So do systems make you money? That's debatable. I like to say systems save you time. 110% they save you time. But they don't necessarily make you money. They just make your time more worth it. You know what I'm saying? Because like if you have a system set up, if you have an email list set up and you don't actually promote it, you're not going to make any money. You still have to do the marketing side. That used to be my challenge with selling systems, was like, it's easy to sell. To me, it's easier to sell someone something that's going to make them money. It's harder to sell something to someone that's going to save them time, because people tend to value money over time, which is insane to me. Unless you're rich. Rich people don't. But yeah, you still have to do the marketing part. Easiest system to set up for somebody who has a low budget. If you have a low budget, you could just use your website, because you're probably already paying for that. You could use your website and an email marketing system, and that's it. Because you can have funnels, like email marketing funnels, landing page funnels, sales funnels, nurturing sequences. You can do all that through your email system and just your email system and your website. So for the email system though, I would use ConvertKit. So $29 a month up to your first 2,000 subscribers. Once you hit 2,000 subscribers, you should be making more than $29 a month. You should really be making like $1,000 to $1,500 a month with 2,000 subscribers. If you're sending out email content that's engaging and you're messaging this tweet. So that's what I would use. Your website, which you're probably already paying for, and then ConvertKit, which is $29 a month. Now in ConvertKit though, because they've been kind of like changing ConvertKit a little bit and adding in new stuff, you can actually add digital products to ConvertKit now. You can have a free email list, and you can have an email list that people pay to be on. So even if you had no website, you could get ConvertKit and create funnels and make money with just ConvertKit for $29 a month. in Canva for free. So you could do that too. I recorded a reel today with my favorite tech and systems that I'll probably post sometime this week. You would just plug the link in your website. You would just plug the link in your bio. You would get a free link tree and plug that link into your bio. I'm on the fence about Canva websites because sometimes on mobile they show up a little weird. So you have to be sure that your design is for mobile view. But you could get a link tree for free. Free forever. They have a free forever plan. And put the link to your different digital products that you have in ConvertKit or on your website on Linktree. All right, y'all. I'm going to hop off of here because my phone is on 10% and it's dying. But that's how you get paid from paid press. So if you plan on paying for a billboard, like everybody and their mama, if you plan on paying for a billboard, just make sure you have something set up to capture those leads. If you do something for exposure, it's totally fine to do something for exposure. I still do things for exposure to this day. I have certain people where if they ask me for something, I'm not even going to tell them how much I'm charging. I'm just going to do it because I already know my shit is in alignment. You know what I mean? So if you're going to do things for exposure, partnerships, collaborations, teaching, whatever it is you want to call it, just make sure you have a system set up and you don't have to worry about somebody else cutting your paycheck. You can cut your own paycheck. Simple as that. You can cut your own paycheck. Alright? I'm about to relax. See y'all later.